Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day and you had a wonderful weekend or whatever day it is, or night, morning when you're watching it. If you're not watching the live or when it posts, we're gonna, I'm gonna share one of our sweets. It's called Made with Love. Um, this product is featuring a stamp set, some die cuts, some little shaker bits, ribbon, of course, some pattern paper, and a bag, and we're going to make a box. So today, or this week, in honor of my parents, their anniversary is today, 53 years. My parents have been together. Um, Of course, it's like any marriage, it's not always roses, but I just hope that one day I can have the same kind of, well, I do have the same relationship with my husband that my parents have together. And I just pray that our um, time together continues as long as theirs too. My my husband and I have been or will be married this year 25 years. So mom and dad today, when this post, are celebrating 53 years together. That's awesome. So I know Valentine's Day is on Saturday. I had to look at the calendar and see. I have a new one, so I know what day we're on. So Valentine's Day is Saturday. My parents got married on the 9th of February. So we're going to play with Endless Love, the stamp set, the dies, the paper, the ribbon, some little, what are they even called? It says loose Valentine's assortment. So let me show you the stuff. Also, let you know, if you want this, um, if you want to make your own, I'm going to provide the paper, the card stock, and one part of, we're going to make a shaker box. I have not seen one before until 2 weekends ago, last weekend, 2 weekends ago. And Shelly Gardner showed us how to do a shaker box. So I'm going to share with you what I learned from her. So let me share the screen and you can see, and now you have to read the caption, sorry. Oh, it shared the right thing. Okay, let's move that out of the way. All right. And this, drop that right there for now. Okay, so here's the stamp set. It is not in there because I have its bits and pieces elsewhere. The dies, they do not come like this. Dismiss. I purchased this magnetic sheet to put my dies on. I love the magnetic sheet because I will use them if they're on that. If they're on that paper, they're staying on that paper. So here is, you'll get, if you decide that you want this for $30, I have 7 left. You'll get one of each. So that's the front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back. So you're going to get 1/4 of a pack of DSP. So there's all the patterns. You're going to get 2 bags. They remind me of bread bags, but there's 2 bags. We're going to decorate one. That's why it's not here. A spool of ribbon and some of these little shaker bits. So let's lay this to the side and make our projects. Trying to get rid of some glare. There's our pieces from our... Let's start with the box. You want to start with the box? We're going to play with this. This is 7 by 10. So 7 and 10. And we're going to, on the long side, trim. Actually, let's use our bone folder first. I will send you the material to make this box. You'll get to cut your own designer series paper, but I'll send you the cardstock to go with it. And this one's... All right, I have everybody cut or folded. Okay, let's cut this one. And this tab. Can you imagine what it would be like to be with someone for 25 years? 53 years, I'm sorry, 53 years. My husband and I have been together going on 25 years, loving every minute of it. There has been up and downs, just like there is with any relationship, but I would not trade him for anybody. Oh, and speaking of hubby, we finished pouring the epoxy walls for our bathroom. Look for that video soon. It may take me a little bit to get it edited, because we did it in sections, obviously. So I recorded us pouring it, and then I did get to record us installing the last wall. All right, so that's all cut. You can see those little marks. I kind of try to miter it a little bit so that it doesn't make it so bulky. All right, and now what we want to do is we're going to take this piece of designer series paper. It is 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. So let's put some adhesive on there. Come on, start rolling. And I'm going to put it down through here a little bit, because I'll show you what we're going to do. Making a shaker card, remember. Or a shaker box. Oh, I need to get me a circle punch. A circle punch just is going to cut a little notch right here for when you close it up. It gives your thumb or your finger a place to rest to help you open the box a little easier. All right. And now for the fun part. We're going to take this heart from our die cuts. I'm going to put it right there. I'm looking for my... It'll be all right. All right, let's lay this to the side for a second. Bring in our machine. I'm going to fold it over right there. So you've got one side of your paper on this side of your cutting plate, this one on the top. Gonna lay it right there. Gonna put my heart on there that I want to cut out. Want him kind of centered, but I want him a little crooked. All right, run it through. All right, I'm gonna make it come back. Lay that there. I can use both hands to move this. All right, so that cut our heart out. Yeah, isn't that so pretty? That's kind of cool. I had never thought about doing that before. All right, so now our little piece of window sheet we need to put right there. So let me bring this guy in, some tear and tape. Oh, I forgot to find my, oh goodness. Hard to make a shaker if you don't have all the accoutrements that you need. I think it's laying right here. It's not. Lay this on the table over here. I gotta find my foam tape. Just a moment. Oh, golly. My goodness gracious, what have I done? You know what? We'll make it work. Thought I had some. What? I don't know where they are. I'm looking. They used to be right up there. That's why I keep looking up there. They used to be right there. Where did I move them to? But you know what? we're going to do something different. I'll show you how to make your own. Here we go. So, back to crafting. I will find those strips later. So we need this little dude, and we got to take those strips off. If you don't have fingernails, or if you've recently trimmed yours as short as mine, take your pick tool will work to get the backing off of that as well. All right, so we need to put this over this window, or where I should have cut it a little bit bigger. Oh, come down. There we go. That way you can't see the adhesive through the window. We're good. And now I'm going to make my own strips. So this guy needs to be, let's do it right here. Cut that. We sell Stampin' Up! Sells. They're right there. Was right there the whole time. So you can cut the edges of your design dimensionals, or these foam adhesive strips. They blend in with the color of my desk. Get one of these guys out. I will include some of these guys in your pack if you so decide to purchase one of the extras. All right, it's a strip. So let's do this. And so we're going to go past that and curve it around. And let it do that. And now, because the dimensionals and these strips are not the same height, I am going to use one of them to support our piece of paper cardstock that we are going to put on the back of this. Right there. See if we can lift. Nope, can't lift it up without tearing it. Picking off all of these guys. We don't want any, I always say we don't want any saggy parts when I'm putting dimensionals on something. So because I know that this has a piece of cardstock backing to hold all of our pretties in, I want it just like that. So let's get some of these dudes, put them inside the heart. See the little hearts, the confetti, the little envelopes. Aren't those cool? Shake some of those in there. Don't fill it too full. off the foam. And then this goes right like so. And now we've got a shaker box. Well, almost. All right, so now let's put some adhesive on these guys and fold it up. So we're going to put some adhesive here and here and here. Glue. I always do the bottom part of the box first when I'm making a box. I've never made one that's had stuff in the top, so it's a little different here. It wants to sag. Here, let's do it this way. It closed. Come on, did I get too much glue on there? I need some clothespins. I was looking for my little brads, but I don't want to get up and leave the camera again. All right. And now this guy gets a little bit. All right, there we go. Isn't that cool? What do you think? And now we're not done. So while that's drying for a second, let's grab some of our ribbon. And let's just help him. Let's put another string of it around there. It's kind of thin, so that's why I'm doing it with two. All right. If you don't want to do yours with two, you don't have to. But I just thought it would be fun to give it a little more. Separate. There we go. How do you like that? What do you think? There's our box. And then you could glue these together, they are, and use them on another project. So I'm going to lay that heart where I can see it. And now let's work on our next project. All right, we are going to use, we're going to do the bag. And we're going to decorate a little tag for it. So let me get to my fun stuff. Gonna use my embossing buddy on this so we don't have any static. Close. Love. This one says Valentine's. Stick it in the middle. This one says day. Put it, make sure it's good and sticky. Put it right here. And this one says happy. And I'm going to put it right there. Oh, I hope I got enough on day. It's good. Right. Lid. White embossing powder. I put my embossing powder in these little guys so that I can do like this. Hang on. Ah, it did get it. Good, good. Anywhere there is embossing powder that you don't want it, kind of use the little brush. Otherwise, when you emboss it, it will stick. All right, because I don't want that blowing around when I turn the embossing heating tool on, put the lid on it. Move you guys out of the way. Thank you very much. See how powdery that looks? Watch the fun. It's about to happen. See it changing? You see a difference? This down here looks a little powdery, or I guess that's obviously it is. This is what hooked me on stamping. All right, turn the heat gun off. Let's set this to the side. We are going to use it on the next card too, I think. I'm going to set this right here for a minute while it is cooling. We're just going to put that right there on the bag. And then you can slide whatever you want down inside Hershey bar. I'm going to put it down a little bit lower because see those, there's some embossed lines there for when you fold your bag. All right, I think that is good. Let's go ahead and make the magic happen here. And then just stick it on the bag. I'm going to use tear and tape that way because the bag's going to be a little moving a little, and I want to make sure that our work stays attached. And just for good measure, let's put one right there. Burnish it so that it sticks definitely to the cardstock. That's the top. Go down about right there. You could add ribbon to it if you wanted to, but I think I'm just going to be that simple. And then whoever I give it to, I could give them a Hershey bar. It's pretty thick. It almost reminds me of a bread bag. So you could put two Hershey bars in there if you wanted to. All right, so there's our bag and our box. Let's work on the next card. Oh, why? Think I forgot some of its accoutrements. I did. Hang on just a second. Need to get a little piece of white and a little piece of bubble bath. Red and bubble bath. Go. All right, so we need a little strip of bubble bath. This is where our scrap comes into play. This one's a little thinner. And there, thank you very much. And red, I'm going to use those, or that one. All right, so we're going to stamp Valentine's on this in red. Yes, I know I didn't clean it because I just stamped it in Versamark. That's totally okay. Actually, it helps the ink stick better to our photopolymer stamps. Also know that any shade of red is going to change the color of your stamps. Totally okay. It will not hurt them. All right, don't need red anymore for that one. We need our happy and our day, and I'm going to emboss those again. So let's put happy right there. And day right beside him because we're just going to cut. See the magic? I love heat embossing. Now I'm going to have to find some little friends to give all the pretties to. May have to make another box. All right. Oh, that needs a little bit more powder. Come on. H didn't get very much. It'll work. Lid. All right. Let's watch the magic happen without burning your fingers. It's changing. think I'm going to stamp happy again. I am. That is too light. Let's do happy one more time. It didn't get enough on the H. All right. Get good and juicy. Get my head right in the camera, sorry. Much, much better. All right. Oh, much better. Much, much better. That's a pretty font. Okay. Snips are on the desk somewhere. If you see them, shout out and tell me where they're at. Of course, I will have already been done. Here they are. All right. This a little bit more. And Valentine's. Okay. All right, now let's bring in our cardstock since we've done all of that fun stuff. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And now we're going to play with Strawberry Slush. And it looks like I've used a lot of ink in the middle. Let's probably need to re-ink it, but I think it'll be okay for this. All right, let's put this one about right here and say, your name is wonderful. We like these positive affirmations. Perfect. And then this is going to go about right here. So we want this heart to go about right there. Perfect. And then we've got some cute little hearts that we're going to splatter around. Found this design on Pinterest. Looks like someone's name is Tracy that I saw make it. Let's just put these guys, this is not what she did, but we're going to put these guys right here. So we're making it ours. And these guys are going to go right here. And then we're going to have a single stamp. Make sure we're getting it. I'm going to have to ink up my strawberry slush. Let's put this one right there. And here. How about that? How do you like that? All right, now let's get some of our dimensionals that we cut. Close up strawberry slush. We're going to use that strip right there. And we're going to put some on the back of happy and day. One will work there. Let's see if we can get two on this one. Again, if you want it, I have 7 packets left, and you can make these or you can make your own. Right, there's happy or day, and let's put happy right here. Isn't that cool? I think that's so cute. Stamping right on our card base, and then we did our little fun with that. All right, there's one card. Let's make one more, and then I'll show you the other 2 that I've done. All right, lay him here. We're going to be stamping with Real Red. We'll do our stamping first. This one gets love stamped on it. And you know, since that worked really good, helping my ink adhere to my stamp, we're going to do that again. The Versamark will not hurt your ink pads. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. And I'm putting it towards that end because I'm going to make a banner out of this. I have all of my stuff prepped, except being able to find my foam strips earlier, so that we could get our stuff done a little faster tonight. So I don't want it to be super big or deep, so I'm going to make a slit there. Then I'm going to come from the bottom over to that slit, and from that corner over to that slit. And there's our banner. Let's lay that there. I already did the die cutting on this. Let me move these guys. We're going to use those 2 little hearts. Real Red cardstock. 5.5, 8.5, score at 4 1/4. Now you do want to put a piece of basic white on the inside. It'll be 4 by 5 1/4. This is Bubble Bath. I ran it through the embossing folder. Can you see the embossing on it? Isn't that pretty? Adhesive. Want it to have pretty much common borders all the way around. There we go. And then a piece of our designer series paper. This is 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. The other way just looked upside down. I'm going to put it right here. I used the dies and I cut out a big heart, and I'm going to put that, I'm going to stick it flat, and I'll pop that up. Glue. Because that's got some texture to it, I'm going to put glue on the back. Kind of thin. You don't want it gushing out, getting all over your fingers, unless you like that. I'm going to stick it right there. dimensionals. My little cup's on here somewhere, but I feel like I've kept you on here forever showing you these projects. I'm going to go like that. And now let's put a little dot of glue. And use the end of our take your pick tool to pick those little guys up and push them right down. You can also pull that end out and hold it down. A lot of glue there, but it will dry clear, I promise. All right, now let's tie a bow. Some of my friends' most favorite thing is tying bows. Not really. Bow. And a glue dot. There. All right, how do you like that? So, oh, there's two more cards I want to show you that I will include the measurements for. So there's 1, 2, our shaker box, our bag, and you could do your cards any way you want, obviously, because it's your paper. And look, stamp your envelopes. Isn't that fun? So there's that. So if you so desire, I have, like I said, 7 more packets that you can get by Wednesday if you want to create these with the same paper. I will have a buy now button in the description. It will only be good as long as I have the material, just the cardstock and stuff, the packs. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can use sign language. All right. Oop, lower my hand. I don't know why that's up. Okay. So, like I said, if you want the stuff to make your own and more, there's a lot of paper left. I will include all of the cardstock to make these exact ones. If you want to do it different, go for it. But you can have it as early as Wednesday, depending on if the mail arrives, but I'm thinking it should be here Wednesday. So again, I said it's $30 if you want to pick it up. That's fine. If you want me to drive it and meet you or mail it, I will mail it as soon as I get it. But I can't promise it'll be here before Saturday. So, but if you want it as early as Wednesday, I can meet you somewhere. So I have 7 left. But you know, if you get it after Saturday, then you can get an early start on next year, right? All right, have a great evening. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, and do something fun for yourself this week. Thank you.